Hi everyone, welcome to MediaNama. Recently, a lawyer, Chaitanya Rohilla, filed a public interest litigation with the Delhi High Court seeking directions to the center on how to deal with deepfakes. We interviewed Chaitanya to get a sense of why he went to court in the first place and what he sought to accomplish with his petition. Hi Chaitanya. So, the first thing I wanted to understand was what motivated you to go to the court about the issue of deepfakes?
See, this actually, this I cannot answer just with this simple question. We'll have to go back a bit. This is not the first time I have approached the court with something like this, something that relates to the privacy. It could be data privacy or personal privacy or any privacy. This is not the first time I've done something like this, and this issue, it affects me somehow. The issue of privacy, not everybody takes it as seriously as they should, or everybody should take in this country. But maybe it's because they don't understand how important this privacy is. But I did it way back in 2021. That was my first attempt. And I challenged the WhatsApp privacy policy before the Delhi High Court. And I was the first person in the world to do so at that point. So it all started from there, because what at that point WhatsApp was doing, and it somehow triggered a lot of things. It actually triggered a chain reaction from there on, and from that we got on to personal data protection law. And when personal data protection law came, there was some things that were left behind. And with the things which were left behind in that data protection law, these artificial intelligence and the deepfakes, they got into it and they started using whatever was left behind from that data protection. So that's how it got from data protection to this, I would say.
Right. So, would you say it's motivated by the recent flood of the deepfakes that we've been seeing on the internet?
I'm sorry?
So, we've been seeing a lot of deepfakes recently. Would you say it's motivated by that, or is it your larger interest in privacy issues?
This, your former question is only a part of the larger issue. Once
Right.
these things only came up to light when certain I think there were 2 or 3 Bollywood actors, their videos were shown on the internet. These things only came to light at that point of time, but they were already there. It was
Mhm.
happening to many a peoples before something like this happened with this actor. I think the one was Kajal, and then there was another Bollywood actor, Rashmika Mandana, and these things only help to capture the limelight. Since the issue is very big, you cannot just restrict yourself. Ki abhi there's some things are going on, the fire is there, so you should just
Got it. Could you tell me a little bit about the details of your petition and what you were trying to accomplish with it?
I'll be very honest. So, in my petition, I have actually made different chapters in my petition. I have, first of all, I've tried to make the court understand that what is this artificial intelligence? What is this thing that everyone is talking about? Everyone is saying that let's use artificial intelligence. I've tried to make the court understand about this thing. Then I have also given the different aspects of artificial intelligence. Then I've come on to I will say, the devils that lie in the artificial intelligence, that is your deepfake. I've actually termed it as the modern Trojan horse. It is infiltrating our trust and authenticity in everything that you see. So I have associated some risks that are there with artificial intelligence. Then I went on to explain the issue of deepfakes. What are they? How they work? And I have given some instances as to how this thing is being tackled internationally. And thereafter, I have sought some grounds as to why this thing should be regulated, or till the time it has not been regulated by the legislature, it has not been regulated by the government. There should be a ban on this. And if not a ban, see, I'm going downwards now. So if you're not imposing a ban, at least do something so that we know whatever we are seeing on the internet, it's a deep fake video or it's actually a real video. Right now, I don't know whatever video or whatever image I see on the internet. I don't know if it is the real thing or it has been edited, it has been morphed, or it has been taken from. We don't know. So at least there should be some watermark or something about it, so that we can what is real and what is deepfake.
It's
So
interesting that you bring up watermarks here because a lot of companies like Microsoft and Adobe, they've been talking about watermarking AI generated images. But
the whole issue, I'll stop you here. The whole issue about being them watermarked is so that whosoever is seeing those things, see, we all make our assumptions based on facts, right? India is a country where we rely on facts and we argue our things based on facts. So when you have been given a fact, which you say or which you know that it is an authentic fact, that helps you. That helps to maintain a societal balance. When you don't know what is real and what is not real, so you are not able to make an informed decision also because of that. Once you know that, okay, fine, whatever has been presented to me, this is a morph thing or this is AI generated thing, I should not rely heavily on that. You
true,
will be able to make an informed choice, informed decision because of that.
but the problem that a lot of experts are seeing with provenance, which is what watermarking would be, or there's been discussions on putting metadata. So essentially, if something is AI generated, the metadata of that image would or whatever video would contain the details that it has indeed been AI generated. But the issues with that are that, let's say I AI generate an image, and somebody takes a screenshot of that. So
Okay.
that watermark, you can remove it. The metadata also gone. So even if we apply the solution you're talking about, it comes with these
I'll be
challenges.
very honest with you. You've raised a very important thing right now. I'll be very honest with you. When these companies they actually want to do something about an issue, they actually do work upon it. I'll give you an instance. There is a feature on WhatsApp wherein you can select if you send any image and you send it only for once, right? And if the other person tries to take a screenshot of that image, no, you won't be able to take that screenshot. You see,
Yeah.
that means they have done something about the screenshot issue. It's not something that can go unhinged. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When they'll work upon it, when they'll put their R&D into it, it will happen. It's not. See, everything is man created only.
Right.
We can, if we've made it, we can control it also. We're not in the Terminator stage where Arnold Schwarzenegger has to come back from the future just to warn us.
Okay, going to the point about bans, if we do, let's say, implement a ban on like technology that creates deepfakes, what do you suppose would be the impact of that on the actual use cases of these services? So, like a platform that you know uh, allows somebody to dub what I'm saying to you right now into, let's say, Hindi or Tamil. That same tool could probably be misused, and a snippet of this audio could be taken and
That's right. This thing also came up before the court. Somehow it did come up before the court. The court said that this is very. It's also very useful in certain cases. They use it. They use the deepfake technology in historical events there to show or depict the historical events. You can do that. There's always one thing that we need to understand. If there is a technology, if there is a facility out there for you, it will be misused, and it will only be misused when it has not been regulated by whom? The nodal ministry, the nodal person, or whosoever is in the authority who should regulate it. So you start regulating it. I'm not saying that you just take it out of everyone's hand. I'm saying you put a ban in a way that you start regulating it, and everyone has to apply for permissions. You take permission from the government will have a track that these many people they have the technology with themselves and they are using it for that specific purpose. Understand, this is the very purpose of our Personal Data Protection Act also. The data that whichever person is taking from us has been given for that very purpose, and it can be processed only for that purpose also. So what I'm trying to tell you is, let the government issue licenses. Let people, whosoever they want to use, let's say filmmakers, they want to use the deepfake technology for their films. I'm just giving you an example. So they want to use these technology for their films or for whatever cinematographic purposes. Let them take permission from the government. Let them do it. They will put out all their things, why and how they want to use this technology, and it will be for that specific purpose. I'm just suggesting, of course, it will be finally the government's call, but it could be very well the reason.
But don't you think this would lead to excessive data collection by the government? So like they would know whatever you're doing with piece of technology. The freedom of the internet essentially gets affected by it.
Government is as it is collecting data. There's no running away from it. Even the personal data protection law, government is collecting data. What I'm trying to say is that data should be or would be used in the situation that I mentioned, would be used only for a specific purpose, is what I'm trying to tell you. Understand this thing. It should be used for only the purpose for which it has been sought. That's all.
Right.
Right now, you are saying something. Someone takes another audio and without the purpose, and they mix it. That was not what this video was given for. That is not why that audio was given for. You see the differences between the two.
Yeah. Finally, coming to government regulation, there's something that I wanted to understand there as well. So, you must have heard of this and you must have read reports about it. The government is taking certain action on deepfakes. So, they're urging platforms to take them down. They're also issuing advisories, and there are reports that IT Minister Rajesh Chandrasekhar has conducted closed-door meetings with social media giants, and under the IT Act, essentially they're asking them to change the terms and conditions and inform users not to publish deepfakes. So, what's your perspective on this measure, and do you think IT rules are sufficient to regulate deepfakes?
Right now, they are not sufficient. See, the government was supposed to bring in a specific legislation to regulate artificial intelligence, and it was to be called Digital India Act. It has never seen the light of day, and they're still in works of it. Of course, it's going to take time. I'm not saying that you do it within a span of a night and you just put it out there the next morning. It's not going to happen like that. It can never happen like that. But two things you have put forward to me. I'll answer them one by one. First of all, government is taking steps. That is true. The government is taking steps, but we have to see at what pace the technology is moving forward, and at what pace the government is taking steps, and at what time the government started to take steps. When only this issue was highlighted, when only this issue came up before the public at large, they started, okay, fine, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. I'll tell you something. NSAI is the National Strategic Authority on Artificial Intelligence. In the year 2018, they highlighted the issue of artificial intelligence. They highlighted the issue of deepfakes back in 2018. We're in 2023 now. And at that time, they had suggested that, yes, we need certain regulations, let alone a legislature before a legislation comes up. We need some regulations. And this was in 2018. We're in 23, fag end of 23, and there's still nothing. They're still asking the platforms to, okay, fine, you do this, you do that. By the time they take action on one issue, many others have come up. That is my problem, and that is why I'm saying there's a term in our legal fraternity, and even the courts, they use it. There's a vacuum right now. The same vacuum was there when there was no data privacy law, and the same vacuum is here right now. And in the time of WhatsApp, when the WhatsApp privacy case was going on, we were arguing the very same thing, that listen, there's a vacuum right now, and we were asking the courts to act upon that vacuum, to fill up that vacuum till the time the legislature takes some steps. And that was not the first time we were seeking something like that. The courts have done it in the history. The constitutional courts, they have come up to fill up that vacuum. Right now, the situation is also the same. Understand? There's a vacuum. There's no specific law. There's no specific legislation qua the artificial intelligence and specifically deepfakes. So this vacuum has to be filled in by the time legislature comes up with something. Of course, whenever they come up, that will be the final thing, and of course that will be put to test by the judiciary at that time. But till the time they do something about it, something actually concrete, the courts will have to step in. The constitutional courts will have to step in to fill up that vacuum, and this is what we are seeking. Let the legislature do their job. I'll be very clear with you. I just want to make this clear to everyone also. I'm not asking the courts to legislate. This is not what I'm asking. I know that's not the job of the judiciary. That is the specific job of legislature. They have to do it, and they are the best persons to do it. I'm asking, till the time they're doing it, do something to save the fundamental rights of the citizens. That's all. That's my main objective in this. That is why this PI.
Got it. Just going back to the first point that I was hoping you could address. So there has been action by the government. They're asking platforms to change their terms and conditions, so that users are informed not to post deepfakes. I'm trying to understand what you think about that as a measure to combat deepfakes.
Listen, asking the platforms to not upload it or to not do it till the time, I'll share an instance with you. I'll tell you what happens and what does not happen. The government, I'm going to share my instance only with you, because that will be concrete thing. The government, in the WhatsApp privacy policy case, what they did when I approached the court, they approached WhatsApp, and they wrote a big letter to them, and they asked them, okay, fine, you are supposed to hold it. Your privacy policy is a matter of concern to us. You don't do it. These are the concern, and you address to them. WhatsApp did not listen to them. They did not listen to them. They said, okay, fine, whatever the courts will do, we'll take instance from that and we'll do accordingly. This is what WhatsApp said. This is only an instance I'm trying to share. Merely the government asking these platforms is not going to be enough. I have made a specific prayer in my petition regarding this thing also, that you have to make the platforms accountable for whatever they are doing. And if you're asking them that, you are not going to let these whatever deepfakes to be uploaded on your websites, and if they come up, you will be taken to task. They have to be held accountable. There has to be a regulator that keeps up, that matches the pace with all the changes in technology or changes in deepfakes that's coming up. Someone has to be there to hold them to be accountable. Without that, it's not going to happen.
So just to get your opinion, one final opinion on something.
Yes.
Rajiv Chandrasekhar has multiple times mentioned that the Digital India app that's supposed to be released is going to do away with safe harbor, which is the protection that platforms have that prevents them from being held liable for anything that people post on there. So what I'm getting from what you said, is that something you agree with? The removal of safe harbor? That's sort of what I understand, but I'm just trying to clarify.
The platforms.
Yeah.
Till the time, see, these are all speculations. Till the time the bill is actually released to us, or till the time we have something to see and to comment upon, I don't think it will be appropriate for me to say anything about it.
No, but just like, what is your perspective on safe harbor?
Listen, I say this every time, and I'm a very strong advocate of this. If you are allowing someone or some information to be shared on your platform, there's no way you should be let go free if anything happens, or if any false information or misinformation goes to the public. There should be never any safe harbor to any platform in that regards. It is your duty, if you are providing a platform, and if you're going to earn from it, it is your duty to maintain that there is no false information, there's no deepfakes, no nothing that should be there on your platform. It is your duty to do so. I think ethically and morally also, this should be correct.
Okay, this has been great. Thanks for speaking with me. To learn more about the deepfake issue, you can look at our website, MediaNama.com.